They say everyone grows older, but not everyone grows up. Some people spend their whole lives trapped at level 3. You'll know which one you are in a moment. Have you ever wondered why some people grow older, but never truly grow up? They age, but emotionally they're still stuck, reacting to life the same way they did 20 years ago. Because emotional maturity isn't about how long you've lived. It's about how deeply you've understood yourself. Most people stop evolving around level 3. They survive, but never reach the peace that waits beyond. In this video, we'll explore the 7 levels of emotional maturity, each one a doorway to a quieter mind and a lighter heart. Before we begin, ask yourself, how often do you react before you think? That answer decides whether you're still at the first level. Level 1. Emotional reactivity. At the first level, emotions control you. When something hurts, you attack. When something pleases, you chase. Life becomes a series of reactions: anger, jealousy, comparison. This is the stage where blame feels natural. You believe other people cause your emotions. They made me angry. She ruined my day. He disrespected me. But the truth is, emotions are messages, not commands. And most of the world never learns to read them. Think of the last time you lost your temper. Was it really about the moment or about the part of you that still feels unheard? Real maturity begins when you stop fighting your emotions and start listening to them. Because pain doesn't leave when you ignore it. It leaves when it teaches you what you were too afraid to learn. Most people stay here their entire lives, but a few start to notice. Their reactions aren't the whole story. That's where level 2 begins. Emotional awareness. At level 2, you begin to notice your patterns. You recognize that "I feel angry" is different from "I am anger." You start to name emotions instead of drowning in them. I feel anxious. I feel left out. I feel rejected. This naming softens them, like turning a storm into rainfall. But this level can feel heavy, because awareness without acceptance is pain amplified. You see the chaos, but you don't yet know how to calm it. Many people stay here thinking awareness alone is healing. It isn't. It's just the door. The moment you realize that emotions are not enemies, but signals of unmet needs, you begin to move toward level 3, where most people stop. You've learned to pause, but can you face your own reflection? The next level demands honesty, not control. Level 3, emotional responsibility, the level where most people stop. This is the level that separates the emotionally young from the emotionally mature. At this stage, you stop saying, "She made me angry," and start saying, "I allowed myself to react with anger." You begin to understand something powerful, that emotions don't happen to you. They happen within you. You no longer hand other people the keys to your inner peace. You begin to own your reactions. You pause before responding. You stop chasing validation and start protecting your energy. Most people never move past this stage because taking responsibility means losing your favorite excuses. And that's uncomfortable. Reflection moment. Emotional responsibility doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means managing them with wisdom. You no longer say, "I'm broken." You say, "I'm learning to understand myself." This is the level where self-awareness becomes power, but emotional growth doesn't stop here. It only gets deeper. Up to now, growth has been personal. From here on, maturity starts to touch the people around you. Welcome to level 4. Emotional understanding, seeing others clearly. At level 4, something subtle shifts. You begin to see that everyone else is fighting their own unseen battles. You start to understand why people act the way they do. The anger that comes from fear, the distance that comes from pain, the silence that hides disappointment. Empathy replaces judgment. At this level, you no longer see people as good or bad. You see wounds, you see history, you see their level of emotional maturity, and instead of arguing with them, you choose compassion or distance, depending on what keeps your peace. This level changes relationships forever. You stop needing to be right. You start wanting to understand. Because you realize the goal is not to win, it's to heal. When you reach this level, life feels lighter, because you stop trying to control what was never yours to control: the emotions of others. When emotions stop being enemies, they become teachers. Only then do you enter level 5 emotional detachment, freedom from control. Emotional detachment isn't coldness, it's clarity. It's when you can care deeply about people, but their chaos no longer shakes your calm. You begin to understand the truth. Love doesn't mean holding on. It means seeing clearly, without illusion. At level 5, you stop taking things personally. You stop chasing closure from people who never gave you clarity. You stop replaying old arguments in your mind, because peace matters more than being understood. You no longer react to noise. You respond to meaning. And sometimes, the most mature response is silence. Here's where it gets uncomfortable, because you can't fake this next stage. Level 6 exposes who you truly are when no one's watching. Level 6, emotional wisdom, the quiet mind. At this stage, you no longer react to life as it is, you read it. You begin to see patterns in your own story. How pain taught you patience, how loss taught you gratitude, how failure brought you humility. You stop asking, why me, and start asking, what is this teaching me? Wisdom is what happens when you realize that every emotion is a teacher wearing a different face. Joy teaches gratitude. Anger teaches boundaries. Fear teaches trust. Sadness teaches presence. At this level, you understand that you can't control life, but you can control your interpretation of it, and that changes everything. Very few ever reach this point. The noise fades, ego disappears, and something deeper takes its place. This is level 7. Emotional transcendence, the peace within. At the final level, you don't seek to fix emotions, you flow with them. You feel anger, but you don't become it. You feel love, but you don't lose yourself in it. You feel sadness, but you don't fear it. This isn't indifference, it's freedom. The freedom to experience life without being enslaved by it. At level 7, you realize that peace was never something to find outside. It was something you were born with. And emotional maturity isn't the absence of emotion. It's the mastery of understanding it. So, where are you on the spectrum of emotional maturity? Most people stop at level 3, and that's okay. Because just watching this, just being curious about your inner world, means you're already moving beyond it. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be present, to understand what you feel, and still choose peace.